This season, Instacart has your back to school. As in, they've got your back to school lunch favorites like snack packs and fresh fruit. And they've got your back to school supplies like backpacks, binders, and pencils. And they've got your back when your kid casually tells you they have a huge school project due tomorrow. Let's face it, we were all that kid. So first, call your parents to say I'm sorry, and then download the Instacart app to get delivery in as fast as 30 minutes all school year long. Get a $0 delivery fee with your first 3 orders while supplies last. Minimum $10 an order. Additional terms apply.
1-800-Flowers.com is more than your birthday, anniversary, or just because gift-giving destination. We put our hearts into everything we do to help you celebrate all life's special occasions with friends and family. From our farmers and bakers, florists and makers, everything from 1-800-Flowers is made with love every step of the way, because we know that nothing is more important than delivering a smile. To learn more, visit 1-800-Flowers.com/ACAST. That's 1-800-Flowers.com/ACAST.
It took a lifetime to find the person you want to marry. Finding the perfect engagement ring is a lot easier. At BlueNile.com, you can find or design the ring you've always dreamed of with help from Blue Nile's jewelry experts who are on hand 24/7 to answer questions, and the ease and convenience of shopping online. For a limited time, get $50 off your purchase of $500 or more with code LISTEN at BlueNile.com. That's $50 off with code LISTEN at BlueNile.com.
Are you a lady of a certain age who enjoys solving murders from your couch and learning about the cultiest of cults? Little Miss Recap may be the podcast for you. I'm writer and editor Amy Archer, and I've created Little Miss Recap to have a space to chat with my best friends about my favorite shows. Little Miss Recap is a podcast that recaps, re-examines, and overanalyzes the crap out of some of our favorite stuff. Right now, we're covering Gypsy Rose, Life After Lockup, Welcome to Plathville, Forbidden Love, and House of the Dragon. And we're doing a Sister Wives rewatch and a My So-Called Life rewatch. Join us over on Little Miss Recap. You can find us on any podcast app or visit littlemissrecap.com.
Surviving Reality contains explicit content full of snark and sarcasm that may not be suitable for all audiences. Listener discretion is advised.
Hello and welcome to Surviving Reality.
I'm Corey.
And I'm Carly. And this week we were joined by Amye and Amanda of Little Miss Recap to chat Welcome to Plathville.
We got into all the nitty-gritty details of this episode.
We were even serenaded by Amye.
We talk about Barry's Rizz, his transformation to become the Rizzler, the supervillain.
Supervillain or serial killer?
The jury's still out on that.
Hope you enjoy the episode.
Hey guys, talking Plathville today. Whoop, whoop.
Yay.
Whoop, whoop, whoop,
Hello.
whoop, whoop.
Very exciting. There are 4 of us here.
Couple few.
There are
exciting.
4 of us here. I'm not used to seeing Corey and Carly separated.
Yes.
So was there a fight? Are you living in different locations?
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the lease to run out here, and then yeah.
Is anyone taking pictures? That's what. Does anyone want to keep the pictures, or do we give a shit about
with
pictures?
You?
I think I have the digital copies, so you can have the physical copies.
Okay, there you
go. Who cried during that scene?
It was okay. The last scene was sad.
It made me
Very
sad. It did not produce a tear. I had maybe a Robin moment where there was some scrunching of the face.
Yeah, clawing at the corner.
Sobbing.
But
sobbing.
You sob at everything. No, it's incredibly sad. Watching how upset Ethan is heartbreaking.
It should be raising many more alarms for his family.
Yes.
No, they're
But
not
it's
those
not.
kind of people. Emotions.
No.
Push
No.
them away.
Yeah.
Push
We
them
don't
down.
deal with them. Just
Barry's
pray
like,
it'll be fine.
depression is just a visitor. No, it's not.
No, not for me.
Depression's real bad. Real bad.
It showed up at 13 and at 51 still hasn't left. So it's overstaying its welcome a little bit, but that's okay. It's okay. That's why we have drugs. It's fine.
So we're talking Welcome to Plathville, Season 6, Episode 5?
Yes.
Correct.
How do I
Where
get
do you get Rizz? How do you
How
get
do I
Rizz?
get Rizz?
How do
You're
I?
not getting any Barry. I don't care how hard you try. It's not happening.
Amanda, you know who has Rizz?
Oh,
Rizzo from Greece.
I hate you with the passion of 1,000 fiery suns. Guys, she can't get through a fucking episode without mentioning Greece.
I thought you were going to say Rod.
That's what I thought. I was waiting for Rod Blanchard.
Rod does as well.
Rod
does as well. Yes, when he's
she's
trawling.
just trolling me now. She's trolling me. You're trolling me, Aim.
So I don't have the episode description. Does anyone amongst us have one?
I have one.
I think we do over here.
So the TLC description, the official description is...
Hit us.
Olivia returns to Minnesota to finalize the divorce, but Ethan struggles to accept the end of their marriage. Go figure. The Plaths navigate their new blended family with Kim's boyfriend. Micah contemplates settling down with his girlfriend, and Mariah enlists Kim's help with making a music video.
Oh, the highlight of the episode for me.
Man.
Something special.
No, I'm not into it.
No.
I needed more of it. More time on that.
This is new music, though? Is it new? I mean,
it's not the fucking circus song. That's
it's
all I know.
It's not the circus song.
No.
It's a different song. It's not something that we've seen on Spotify since 2023.
She's very, very slowly compiling an album.
She did make mention of an album, which that's pretty brave. Yeah.
I got a little rewrite. Should we read that?
Yeah.
Please, yes, Carly,
let's hear it, please.
Help us have the real description, please.
Micah continues to avoid being stuck at home with his faceless girlfriend. Barry discovers his supervillain persona, the Rizzler. Kim reveals her exotic dance moves at a dockside bar.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
So I have a theory about Micah's girlfriend.
Ooh, let's hear it.
Oh, yeah.
So now we know that Mariah allegedly has left Florida under duress after a bad end to a breakup to a relationship. So I think that Mariah was involved with Veronica Peters, and they broke up, and now Micah is dating her.
Oh.
Okay.
I still think she's in witness protection.
No, I think she's dating around the whole Plath family. She'll be with Barry next.
I think that would be like very progressive for
if
Mariah.
He can catch her.
He's training up his cardio. Yeah, he is building that up.
We have a theory that he's a serial killer, allegedly.
Yeah.
I think he's
the Mr. Chick Killer, because that's the name of a restaurant in town.
Keep your co-eds close.
Yeah. It's dangerous there.
Yeah,
the walking human thumb is killing people.
Just wait till Mariah and Lydia get in college, and he has a reason to be on a campus.
He's got a pipeline now. Yeah.
Some Ted Bundy action right there.
Look out.
So we're going to break this up by location, and Corey and Carly, you guys are going to cover all the non-Olivia and Ethan Plaths, and Amanda will cover. So where are we starting? What happens first? I don't even know.
We open in Florida.
Yeah, we're somewhere in... Oh, you got the exact location?
Crawfordville, Florida.
I have been to Crawfordville, Florida a number of times.
Of course you have.
It's a real place.
Okay.
It exists. A friend of mine lived
1 to 10.
there.
What's the rating?
Oh, like 1.5. Like it's a real broke down, not shore town, because it's like a 45 minutes from the beach, but it's not Tallahassee either. It's not good.
Okay. All right.
Where did you hitch your boat when you were there?
Actually, we went to St. Mark's to go kayaking once, so that's where the boat would be.
You've hit all of the hot spots.
I know. It's really unsettling that I've been to these places.
Yeah, we're somewhere in Florida. We've got Kim taking the girls to Taekwondo class.
Well, technically, I think it was Micah who brought them down from...
Oh, he's doing the drop-offs? We don't even have Barry doing drop-offs?
Right.
No,
Barry,
they can't even be in the same zip code.
Barry's busy. He's a busy man.
Particularly if Ken is there.
Right,
Ken.
especially when Ken's there. But the big part of this is that there are shoes that are missing. There are just children going to Taekwondo in Birkenstocks is what's happening.
Yes.
I'm impressed that their parents are buying them Birkenstocks.
Well,
It seems like a
they're
Kim.
the generics. Like,
Are they the generics?
It seems like a Kim
Yeah,
buy, though, for sure.
Yeah.
They hold up for a while. They're good on the boat. Do you think they got a good
That's
grip?
true. That is true. That is true.
I think it's
You
good
can
for
catch your toe on something, though. You should have closed-toe shoes on a boat.
close toe. I think it's good for following fish around the country when they're on tour. I think that's what it's best for.
Yes.
Or being a 50-something-year-old woman who goes to a farmer's market, which is what I might be doing in about an hour and a half in my Birkenstock. So there we go.
I actually am starting to cut grass in mine because I had the flip-flop tan. So I have to switch it up.
I see.
Move those lines around.
That sounds dangerous.
Yeah.
Watch
Well,
your toes.
I'm on a 0 turn.
Oh,
So,
okay.
no
We're
chance.
not
Not
moving
attractive.
a lawnmower.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Away from the blades.
Yeah.
Yes.
The most surprising thing about this is Amber is a jack of all trades. She's taking Taekwondo. She is teaching line dancing and apparently also teaches gymnastics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
At 15.
Also,
I feel like she's got the most hope of any of these kids to get
Yeah.
out and do something.
Didn't she say Kim was her best friend?
Well, she's 15. She doesn't know any better yet.
My mother was not my best friend when I was 15. My mother was my mortal enemy at
That's
15.
true. That's true. My mother wasn't either.
Maybe she probably learned that if Kim isn't her best friend, then she's her mortal enemy. So
That's true.
she has to say that Kim is her best friend. I
But
don't
your
think
friend's
she
close and
actually-
your enemy's closer.
Yeah, I don't think she actually is, but Kim is very happy when she hears that she is.
Oh yeah.
That's true. That's
these
true.
kids are still very insulated. They're just going back and forth between Barry's house and the boat, and they're still learning remotely, right, from this homeschool thing. So,
Oh, I'm sure.
I don't think they're at the boat very often, guys.
I really
think this
don't.
is a big
Nope,
ruse
me either.
to make it look like Kim has them. And I think they're like, I only go when they make me. I don't want to be there.
I think they spend time at Ken's.
Did you guys notice how uncomfortable Ken looked when Amber was learning how to kick somebody's ass?
Mhm.
He's over there like, ugh.
Well, I thought it was, maybe we got them into Taekwondo to learn how to defend against Barry's attacks, too. Because that's why Barry was like, yeah, self-defense is really important. Because
Yes.
there's other people like me that are out there in the world. So
They need to be able to protect themselves from the Mr. Chick Killer. It's
ward
fine.
this off. Yeah.
Right.
Ugh.
Oh, bless.
The sad part, though, I think was when Micah was realizing the triplets, we just still don't know what to call them.
The little girls.
The
little
girls
girls.
is. And so it's Micah's looking at what they're experiencing where they're actually getting to go out into the world and take a class and do something, activities outside off the farm.
Mm-hmm.
And where would Micah be if he had started something at this age, which
It's heartbreaking.
is just great. Yeah. Well, that's like everybody who's watching the Olympics now too, is,
Right.
Right?
if I had started, where would I be? I would have been competing
Or-
for gold.
I never have that thought. I'm never like, if I started gymnastics, I'd be in the Olympics. I'm like, if I started gymnastics, I would have cried and quit and hated it.
Right.
That's what would have happened.
Or if you're like me and you had a mother who once said to you, I'm really glad you were never good at anything.
Whoa.
Now, this is in reference to a friend of hers whose son was in the Olympics. So talking about how crazy that life is to get your kid to the Olympics. And she was grateful that wasn't our experience. But I'm really glad you were never good at anything.
Have I thought that about my kids playing soccer? Yes.
Yeah.
Have I voiced that to them? No.
No.
I'm just kind of like, I love that you guys enjoy soccer for fun.
Mm-hmm.
Let's
Fun,
keep it
just
fun.
for fun.
Recreation.
Yeah, let's keep
Social
there.
recreational sport.
Yeah.
But did you guys notice how there is this very subtle shift in the narrative now that has gone from Barry and Kim wouldn't let these kids do anything to Barry and Kim couldn't afford it
And we
because
weren't
they had so
able.
many kids.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
The narrative is being reframed now.
Mhm.
And the fact that she's like, well, I mean, I had 9 kids. I couldn't take kids everywhere. Well, then don't have 9 fucking kids.
yeah.
Like,
Barry had a good job.
yeah.
Their living
Yeah,
expenses were probably
Zero.
very, very low.
Yeah. It's not like they were paying
weren't
for cable.
spending- Right. And they weren't spending $45 on cheese every grocery store trip. So, like,
That felt
Sorry,
very
Amanda.
specific, Amy.
sorry, Amanda.
Say. It's fine.
Cheese, sugar, ice cream. It's our ice cream budget. That's what would blow it out.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That'd be terrible.
Yeah.
Not going to be able to do it.
No.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, now it's not better or worse according to Kim. It's just different.
Yeah.
It's different now.
The little girls didn't grow up on the farm, and Micah had no opportunities to do anything. I mean, it was great. It's a trade-off.
Just
One,
a little-
same.
A little
Same.
tweak. Yeah.
A little tweak, yeah. I
Different.
hate this. Is this, Amy, when you were texting me last night going, I hate Kim, I hate Kim, I hate Kim?
Not
Was
yet.
it- Oh, not even there yet. Okay. Can't wait to see where we go then. Okay. Shall we move over to the boat?
Oh, the boat.
Yes, let's.
Little St. Mark's time.
The RSS Mumspringer.
Yes.
Yes, they are. I've been calling it Scruffy the Tugboat. Do you remember those little kids' books? It's Scruffy the Tugboat.
I don't think
It doesn't run, so
That could also be Ken's nickname.
he could be Scruffy the Tugboat.
little bit.
He's a wholly unattractive human being in like everything about him. It's not just what he looks like; it's what he sounds like. It's the horrific racism that comes out of his face if he's not on the show. Like, there's nothing redeeming about this man.
Oh, we have not delved
I
into
didn't dig
his
into-
life outside of the show.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
friends,
no, don't.
Mm-mm.
Wow.
No,
Like,
it's not
Straight
even
up
like
racist.
Yeah. It's not even like, we can guess where he might be based on things he's saying. No, like he uses the N-word in his social media.
Wow. And it's public?
Yeah.
It's usually
was.
it was
He's now
usually
taken it down.
directed as I'm sure you're not surprised at Michelle Obama a lot in the
Mhm.
Obamas. So,
Wow.
yeah.
I'm surprised the TLC didn't catch that.
I
well,
don't think
did
it's
they do
down.
much
He took it down.
research?
It doesn't
They
stop
let
them.
Angela happen. I mean, at this point, these people have zero conscience.
No.
If they're letting Angela
We still
happen,
love you, TLC.
Yeah, we
Keep
still love
sending
you.
those screeners.
Yes. I'm sorry. Yikes.
So we're going
Okay,
to Kim
go ahead.
heading over to the boat, right?
Yes.
Well,
Yes. Yep.
Mariah.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mariah
Mariah.
heading over to Kim's
Visiting
boat.
Kim.
Yeah.
It's
Mommy and me time.
Right.
They're enjoying the boat together, is how Kim describes it. They get to spend some time and enjoy it. I don't know if anybody's enjoying it because Kim has to enlighten us with the fact that her power was out this morning because she almost burned down the marina.
Yeah, my husband is a carpenter, and he took one look at that plug. He was like, "Oh no, she's going to have an electrical fire." Yeah, he was overloaded.
You couldn't even tell that it was a plug. It was just
No.
a bunch of melted metal.
Melted, burnt wire. Yeah, just
Yeah.
It wasn't
cooked.
good.
Yeah, it was terrifying.
Mhm.
Well, that's not going to stop them, though, because it seems like Kim invited her over just to get the tea on what happened while Mariah was in Minnesota.
Correct.
That seems
Let me
to
steal
be-
myself for this.
She doesn't actually care about her child. She just wants to keep track of the Olivia shit.
Yeah.
Because she's afraid Olivia's going to worm her way back into this family.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
they're circling up with their Moscow Mule mugs with probably instant coffee because, again, power's out.
No
Or-
electricity.
Yeah.
I'd like to note that this woman who was a teetotaler for so long has just a set of Moscow Mule mugs available at any time. I'm a professional drinker and I don't even have those. Like, what is happening?
I don't know. She is exclusively ready for a cocktail at any
At any
point in
time.
time.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's nuts. Who is she?
She is out for supply. That's what she's here for. That's different. It's different. Yeah, it's not so much an interest in what's going on in Mariah's life. Like we said, she wants the tea with the instant coffee.
And she gets
She
it.
wants her
got
tea with a shot of vodka.
Yeah.
A little bit. She waited
Allegedly.
until Mariah turned around and she
Yeah.
dumped a little in there.
Yeah.
A little Kahlua right in there. No one would know the difference.
So she finds out that Ethan's really struggling with the divorce, which I guess she could have assumed and perhaps reached out to him, but she's just going to sit on that information. She's not planning to do anything with it. She's going to wait till
No.
Ethan comes to her.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, she's not going to reach out to him and be like, can I help you? Can we talk? My son, can I do anything for you? Nope.
No.
Let him come to
I'll
her.
figure it out.
It's just good to know for a fact from someone else that he is in fact miserable. That is good. It makes me feel better.
That's
That
what every parent wants.
that's happening.
Mhm.
Yeah.
God.
So Kim's sleeping easy now that she knows.
Well, she's enjoying the conversation until Mariah brings up that she met up with Olivia. And then there's just a look of horror over
Oh,
Kim's
yeah.
face.
The betrayal. And shock too. I think Kim is legitimately surprised that this would even happen, that Olivia would be having a conversation with Mariah. She thought that they had made that abundantly clear that this was not the way to go. You don't bring things back up with Olivia.
Well, Corey, you say she's shocked. I say she is trying to squash down simmering rage.
Oh, yeah. It's not simmering
He
that
wants
hard.
to kill her.
The fact that this bitch says, we all experienced such hurt about dealing with Olivia.
Fuck right
Fuck
off.
off, bitch.
Mhm.
You treated this young woman
Mhm.
garbage from the
Mhm.
start.
They
Yep.
still don't get it.
Mm-mm.
Everything
the
is
problem.
Olivia's fault. And they really believe that now that Olivia is gone from their lives, that
Everything was great.
that's it. Everything's better.
So don't try and mend that fence, Mariah, because you're going to let the monster back into this family.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, Olivia might marry Micah next. Who knows what's going to happen?
You're getting close. Yeah.
Veronica Peters, maybe Olivia. We don't know.
We don't know.
Happen either way. The fact that I think Kim is also galled that Mariah's like, I just wanted to own my part in what happened. Kim's like, what part? You didn't do anything wrong. It's all that bitch. Nothing. We've never done a thing wrong in this. Like, it's just so weird. Like, I would be proud of my kid if I saw them, kind of be messy and then come back and try to clean up the mess. Because we're all messy when we're 20 years old. Like,
it's scary.
None of it.
It's scary to see anybody take accountability because then Kim starts to think, oh no, don't think that that's going to happen with me. Like, don't expect that of me ever, please.
No, she doesn't have that in her being at all.
No. And if anyone ever doubted that the problem sat with Kim and that Kim truly believes that there is something inherently wrong with Olivia, whether it's that she's possessed by the devil or whatever she believes, I think it was clear in this moment.
Mm-hmm.
The regrets that Mariah was talking about, where she was saying, well, I felt bad about how I reacted because I got angry and there were words that were exchanged. There was issues with how she addressed it. What should she have done instead? She should have done what Kim and Barry did, was just ignore, suppress, gloss over, and then things would have been fine because then she'd be in the same spot where Kimmy is right now.
And Kim's just happy. She's just so happy living on her boat, not living with Ken.
Amanda, this is where I was enraged.
Okay, this is what was sending you over the edge.
Because to watch, so then, I'm not going to jump ahead. Go ahead, Carly. Take us through the rest of the scene and then I'll.
Well, so I was just going to say they really knocked it out of the park with handling the situation with Olivia and Ethan, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
That, that should be the gold standard for how we handle interactions moving forward.
A masterclass in familial relations.
Just hands off. Hands off.
Yep.
And she says that their philosophy on handling the situation was all based on ping pong. That Olivia would hit something over to them and they would just let it go. Just not respond, not throw anything back in her direction.
The only way to win is to not play the game.
Thank you, War Games.
Yes.
Which seemed like a rewriting of history.
Very much so.
A little bit.
Of
little
course.
Bit.
Yeah.
You think there might be some blind spots?
Couple.
They didn't take this Zen philosophy of being the pacifist in the situation until Olivia actually won. Until Olivia was like, you know what? Here's what you did. I'm talking about the credit card stuff, the big secret none of us wanted exposed. I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to talk about it openly on camera. And suddenly Kim was like, maybe we should just be quiet. Like it was bizarre. It was bizarre.
And until they were cut out of Ethan and Olivia's life so they couldn't actually interact with them anymore, that's when it stopped.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
they didn't play when they had no exposure to them for years on end.
Right.
Shockingly.
Which is why people do those things when they have toxic family members.
Yes.
And this is what gets me with Kim every time. Like, she is so easily redeemable if she would just take fucking accountability for what she has done. Because I feel like now she's kind of doing decent stuff. Like Mariah tears up and says, when I came to your house late at night, you sat up with me, you cried with me. You know what I mean? Thank you for that. Like, that's a good parenting move. Your kid shows up heartbroken at 4 a.m, you stay up with them, you cry with them, you talk them through it. But like, let's have some accountability for the past. And there's just none. It's Cody Brown level none.
None. But it's even worse than that, Amy, because Mariah's like, you've always been there for me because you were there for me that one time. No. Mariah, your mother was not there for you when she kicked you out of the house for wearing fucking shorts when you were 17 years old.
Not always. Yeah, not always.
Like, come on. It's just, it's so frustrating how little these kids expect of their parents. And when they give them just even a smidge of a crumb, they're like, you're the best parents I've ever met. Like, no.
I know.
They are so starving.
You know, it's kind of like if you grow up without a certain parent, like say you grew up without a dad and you always want a dad, and then a stepdad comes in and is decent and you're like, oh my God, I have a dad, daddy. Like, this little crumb that Kim is giving her is filling the huge void that has always existed within her. So like it's enough for right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, she's going to be 45 in therapy someday, and she's
Talking
going to
about
be
her
like,
mom
From her houseboat, telehealth.
Scruffy the tugboat. We were talking about this last week, and we were saying, and I think this is even continues our theory, Amy, that the reason Mariah was so angry at Olivia is because she's actually angry at her mother. Mm-hmm. And Olivia filled that mother role for
Olivia's a safe place for her to put that anger.
Right. Because she can be mad at Olivia. Because Olivia's never going to be in the family again. She can't be mad at her mom. It's too dangerous for her to be mad at her mom. Mm-hmm. Emotionally dangerous for her and dangerous for her relationship with her mother. Because if she tried to yell at her mother would cut her right out. And she knows it.
And it's a bonding thing. There is that connection, because that was the same way that Mariah felt that bond with Olivia, was they had a common enemy in Kim by their definition. But then once that has turned now, where Mariah is bonding with Kim over hating Olivia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a weird broken way that's the only way that Mariah can bond, is if she has a common enemy.
We need trauma therapy.
Well, a little bit. A lot of it.
These people all need trauma therapy. But this is sort of like Robin saying that she is the Brown family scapegoat, which she's not, because she's the problem. Olivia truly is the Plath family scapegoat. Any problem, throw it on her. Throw it on her. Throw it on her.
I'm curious what you all think about Micah's girlfriend and if she is going to become the new scapegoat, because this family can't exist without one.
Nope. No, she won't, because she's got money. She's got a lot of money. Mm-hmm. And with Carrie and
Kim and
Barry, that speaks volumes.
It does. Mm-hmm. Except I think Micah's terrified of this woman. I don't think he's happy. I don't think he knows what to do.
Agreed.
I think he feels really stuck with her.
And I'm just going to go out on a limb here and say he probably is of the same political side of them. You know what I mean? Like probably Veronica and her family probably share similar feelings and outlooks on the world. Thank you.
Yeah.
And so I think she might be a better fit in the family than Olivia was.
And we're thinking that Micah is at the sunk cost fallacy level of where he's at in the relationship, where they were kind of inching along in the relationship, and it was one step at a time, and it was, oh, you have to move to Florida, oh, you have to do this, oh, you have to do that, and he's kind of gone along with all of that, and so now he's at that point where he's just going through the motions of what's the next thing. Oh, I guess it's marriage.
Right. And every time someone's like, how's things with your girlfriend? Because again, she's in witness protection. He's like, great. It's great. Everything's great. Great. Like, no, you're clearly not happy, dude. And you're 22. You don't have to be here.
He uses very negative terms whenever he describes their relationship. Like you were giving an example of that the other week. Like she pulled me down to Florida.
She pulled me down to Florida. She stole my heart. You know, it's these different.
She locked me down.
Tied. Yeah. It's all of the negative connotations where it's just, you can feel the resentment that's already there. And it's just going to get worse.
Yeah, I agree. To put a bow though on the Kim and Mariah chat. I really enjoyed when Mariah said, you know, sometimes love isn't enough. I do think that Olivia did love Ethan, but sometimes love isn't enough. I really enjoyed watching Kim twist herself into a pretzel, trying to use that saying to both be against Olivia, but for her.
Right.
And she was doing some real gymnastics there.
Love is enough for moms and daughters, for family, for blood relatives, it is enough, but then not for other things. For marriage,
she was like taking the Barry stuff in, because she's going like, well, you should be supporting your partner and you should be, you know, loving them no matter what and defending them. But then she's like, unless that person's wrong and spreading rumors about your mother. She's still trying to like
as much as you can until you can't take it anymore. Maybe.
Right.
Good advice? I think it's good advice.
I just really want her to get on screen and be like, I hate Barry. I hate your dad. I hate everything about, like, I just want her to lose it on one of these kids. Not because I want them to bear it, because I just want to see her like melt down about how much she hates Barry.
We need her to publish her diary.
The diary.
Remember the diaries?
When she busted that
Oh,
out?
she has diaries? Wait a minute.
Oh, she read those on camera?
You have to go back a couple seasons. She whipped out some diaries that she's been keeping for years. And
That
started
had to
reading
be like
passages.
season 3 or 4.
It was for, okay, so
Because
yeah.
it wasn't last season.
The passages, I think, was that in defense of of hating Barry. It was when she left Barry. And so she was like, no, this has been a long-rooted thing.
Here's my
because
journal for 12 years ago.
Here's my journal as evidence. And
Right.
so she
I
was
hate
reading
that fucking man.
about how much she was losing her mind and did not like.
And they're
being in
like,
this.
Kim, these journal, like the ink is still smearing. It's not even dry. Are you sure you wrote this 3 years ago?
Why is the ink, why is it the same pen from 12 years ago that you wrote last week with? What?
There are a bunch of empty pages in that journal. We had to fill them up.
Yeah.
This little smear of barbecue sauce still smells like barbecue sauce. What's going on here?
We needed a John Benet Ramsey handwriting analysis done here.
Yes, we did. Yes, we
Yes.
did. Yes, we did.
God.
And then 17 differing opinions. But
Right, yeah, of course.
Do we want to keep going with Kim and Mariah, or do we want to go back to Barry and Micah?
no, let's keep
wrap
going
up Kim
with
and Mariah.
Okay.
Kim and Mariah.
All right. So they changed locations. They're
Never
now
go to a second location.
Never go to the
Come
second
on.
location.
What are you doing?
No, they need to learn these things, especially spending as much time with Barry as they are.
Exactly.
They didn't watch Oprah in the 90s.
No.
But they wanted coffee. They needed coffee, so they went to a bar that's not open for breakfast.
Have we noticed the
We
fact
looked it
that,
up.
like, in every scene, Mariah's like, I need coffee. I need coffee. I have the call. Like, she's like the child who was never allowed to have sugar and then ate a chocolate bar and is like, all I'm doing is eating chocolate all day, every day, forever. She's still in her coffee period.
This is my identity now.
Right?
Yeah.
Her whole identity is coffee, which is better than her singing identity.
Well, thankfully, yeah, it would be easier to deal with. And I think Kim's doing the same thing, but she has to go to establishments that have high top tables and is bar adjacent, cocktail
That's how
adjacent.
we know.
No.
We
She
know
feels
that
comfortable
we're at a
there.
bar.
You know,
I think they needed more space, though, because they're here to start choreographing a dance for Mariah's next music video.
Devil in a Suit and Tie, which has not been released on Spotify as of. Oh, you
Amy's
have it?
here.
Oh, Amy's got it.
Oh boy, here we go.
I have a secret. I wore the wrong foundation for years. Then I discovered Il Maquillage. Their AI-powered quiz makes it so easy to find a perfect match. Customized for your unique skin tone, undertone, and coverage needs. With 600,000 five-star reviews and 50 shades of flawless natural coverage, this foundation is going viral for a reason. And with Try Before You Buy, you can try your full size at home for 14 days. Take the quiz at ilmaquillage.com/quiz. That's ILMAKIAGE.com/quiz.
This summer, Instacart presents famous summer flavors coming to your front door. Or pool. Or hotel.
Your grocery delivery has arrived, sir.
That was faster than room service.
No violins in the lobby.
Oh, seriously? Anyway, sit back, relax, and get delivery in as fast as 30 minutes. Starring your favorite snacks, drinks, and more. Download Instacart for free delivery on your first 3 orders. Rated H for hungry audiences. Offer valid for a limited time. Minimum $10 per order. Excludes restaurants. Additional terms and fees apply.
Love this.
Okay, this is Mariah's new song. What's it called, Amanda?
Devil in a Suit and Tie?
Devil in a
Is that what
Suit
it
and
was?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's going to be tough because it's not really a ballad, but it's going to be now. I met a boy. His name was Shalivia. He grabbed my ass one day in a bar, and now he's terrible. He's trying to take all my money. I hate him, and I love my mom.
There you go.
Bravo.
Okay.
Now
Better
loop
than
it.
Mariah's song.
We'll loop it like 6-7 times. We'll make it 7 minutes long.
That's the story. That's what happened. He grabbed her ass in a bar. Now she loves her mom. I don't know.
Start to finish there. Yeah. It ends up being it's a cautionary tale.
It is?
how she's describing it.
She wants to save other people.
From the same dating experience that she had. I think it's just these continue to be monuments of their bad judge of character. That's all this is just.
And again, you're on a reality show and this big thing happened to you and you're not going to talk about it.
I cannot tell you how much that irks me.
Yeah.
Do not go on TV and not share what's going on in your life. This show's not going to continue.
Concealing somebody's identity.
While he's living in their house.
Right.
So I think Carly has a lot of it's teen mom trauma. That's what's coming out here from that. I think that was a lot of pent up aggression from
about not talking about what's really going on in your life.
Exactly.
And I'm a memoirist, and this kind of shit drives me crazy because I've come across this a few times. Like, I'm going to write a book, I'm going to write the story of my life, but it's only going to be the highlights of things I've done well. Right. Like, it's not going to be, the times I'm screwing somebody up against a dumpster, outside a dark. Never mind.
That again felt very specific. Or it's not going to be the story of someone showing up at someone's house with a bag of food to make them dinner, and they don't know why you're there
after calling them 75 times. But anyway, these are things that you should be putting in the memoir, not just the highlights.
Buy Amy's book. It's all detailed there.
Also, how are we supposed to be invested in watching you create this song and this music video if we don't know the story behind it?
Like, I didn't like the circus song, but at least we understood where all of this was coming from. It's germane to the story, but I don't care about this.
You know what? Dude. For a better version of the circus song, listen to my rendition of it.
Yours is much better. Yeah,
because she's wearing leather and she's with her. She gave me I met a girl. Her name
Well, I love
it's amazing how all of your songs begin. I met a.
They're always in the wrong key. Because singing is horrific.
It is. That's how Olivia is the muse of the Plath family, where everybody's artistic creation is all rooted in experiences with Olivia. Because that's what destroyed me was on the last episode was when Mariah was talking about, well, I wrote this song and it's doesn't really seem to apply to where I am now, but my songs are so few and far between. I can't not release this. I have to put out a song.
Taylor Swift spins up an album in 10 minutes. It takes Mariah 4 years to write one song and she can't let it go.
And the verse sounds the exact same as the last song that she just put out.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that, Corey.
So, I'm just saying.
She idolizes Taylor Swift. Her writing abilities.
Some might say she even sounds like her sometimes.
She's trying. Yeah, she's
and
trying.
By some, we mean Amy Archer. Anyway.
Is this a non-Swiftie podcast?
No.
We're fine with Swiftie.
I'm not looking to attack.
No.
I'm looking for
is this a safe space?
Others to
it's a safe space
with.
No, listen, I like Taylor Swift's new album a lot, but I'm not a huge Swiftie or anything. But I was scrolling through TikTok and I heard a song and I thought it was Mariah, but it was an old Taylor Swift song. And I was like, I can't tell anybody this.
Except you've now said it on the podcast 4 times.
3 times.
Yeah, Mariah really sticks with a theme when she comes up with one. So I'm sure Devil in a Suit and Tie is going to be basically the entirety of the song.
Well, then we get Kim's creative juices flowing, I suppose, because
there's a lot of juices flowing over there.
It very quickly turns into kind of 50 Shades of Grey sexual fantasy for Kim.
Yeah. I didn't know that Kim had this in her.
Oh, Kim's
a lot of moms
bird.
bought that book. A lot of moms.
I went to go see that stupid movie with my best friend. It was entirely an audience of 40-something-year-old women. That was it. Watching this, and I am cackling laughing because it is so bad. And the BDSM is so bad. And I am laughing, and everyone else is looking at me like, this is hot. And I'm like, is it? I mean, that's not a shade on BDSM. That's a shade on how terrible that story is.
I will argue that is the movie that could have brought NC-17 ratings back because Hollywood doesn't like to try different things. NC-17 movies. The first movie, I can go on rant about this for an hour, but
we've hit something in you.
I'll keep it brief.
Go for it.
I'll keep it brief. The first NC-17
I'm going to go on a poetry rant next, so you go ahead.
Okay. The first NC-17 movie that was released, it was Showgirls. Hollywood saw that. It came out
Jesse Spano.
with Jesse Spano.
Yep.
No caffeine pills, but equally crazy. There was a sex scene where she's basically having a seizure in a pool. But so NC-17 rating, they come out with the movie Showgirls, they push it. Nobody goes to see it. And so then Hollywood says, if you make an NC-17 rated movie, nobody will go and see it. Incorrect. They made a terrible movie that was rated NC-17. And so now nobody wants to do anything NC-17. 50 Shades of Grey could have done that because that was the audience that wanted to see. If you're buying that book and you're reading that book, you would have gone to see the real stuff.
Some real banging.
Yeah.
So NC-17 is below R and above PG-13?
It's above R, below X.
Above R. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. I would have went to see if it was X.
So
Just throwing that out there.
this is what I'm saying. But see,
You would have laughed the whole time, though, because it's really bad.
reputable
really bad.
family theaters, they're not going to put an X-rated movie in there because that's yucky. So NC-17,
Yucky energy.
You got big yucky energy. So it could have brought NC-17 back. I'm just saying.
Wow.
Would Kim have gone to see it if it was X-rated?
I feel like
In secret.
in secret.
Just like all the other
would've
things
went
she
in-
used to do.
She
in
would have
secret.
pulled a
pirated
Gypsy
it.
Rose, and she would have put on like her Snow White outfit and went in there,
And she would have
and
ordered
then banged somebody in the
a
bathroom.
giant Diet Coke. Yes, enjoyed her time there.
Before we move on from Devil in the Suit and Tie, as a poetry major, can I just say how pedestrian it is to put a bad guy in using the metaphor of a devil in a suit and tie?
See, that's
Just
what
be
I'm
more
saying.
creative.
And we know that Mariah is toying around with the idea of going to school for music. We were talking about this yesterday. I don't think she would have made it past the first semester.
I think it's one of those things where it's like it's something that really resonates with Mariah. So she attached to that because it's an emotional outlet. It's a way to process emotions, and they have no other way to do that. So she has placed a lot of her identity into music, and it's not from a career path. It's one of those hobbies where it's like, this may be good for you, for your mental health, for a fun, creative outlet. It's not something that you can financially support yourself with. It's something that you can do in your free time and that it's fun to do. Great. That's awesome. But it's not really a career.
But it is also something that she would have zero access to if Olivia had not taken her under her wing and had opened up this world for her.
She didn't
Just
even
like
know.
Micah, who is now like, should I open a fence company or be a model in LA? He would not have had that second option were it not for Olivia.
All of their lives get worse when Olivia's gone.
We're tracking the trajectory and it's downward.
For all of them. It's bad.
All right, you ready to take us to the Rizz house, Carly?
Oh, boy.
Yeah, let
Oh,
me
boy.
get back
there.
up to where we are.
Okay, I'm
so
going to
we're
go
in
on record
Cairo.
and say that's a beautiful house.
That was a beautiful house.
Mm-hmm.
A little
This is-
updating. It had great bones, as they say.
Yep.
They've
Yep.
been hiding this one from us. We saw it a few seasons ago,
Yeah.
but just from the outside.
No, I thought this was the one where they gave Ethan the boat. Remember that big, huge ship that they gave him as a gift?
Yeah.
That was on.
There's another boat.
That was on the. Oh, I forgot that too. I didn't even make that connection until now. It was the big model ship that then he tried to figure out, where the hell am I going to put this thing in his house?
Where
with
is that?
the boat? I don't know if
who
it
ended
made
up
it.
with
probably
custody
sold
of
it.
it?
He probably sold it.
Also, I think
And-
this was the house that they used to send Lydia to go clean all the time
Yes.
after they did
It was.
Airbnb.
We know
Yeah.
what this house is used for, Barry. We know. There's a lot of padlocks as he's walking through the hallway on different doors.
There's a John Wayne Gacy crawl space under here.
Yes.
Like, There's a lot of room under here, under the
Random
foundation.
clown suit just hanging in a closet. We don't ask questions about it. We just go about it.
Nope. Lots of worn out running shoes hanging on nails.
Just let it go.
If he's trying to sell it, he's going to walk somebody through and be like, "Yeah, it's got good bones," and just stare ominously. Good bones, real good bones.
What struck me about this is that once again, Micah is not in Florida with his girlfriend.
Nope.
He is here in Cairo. He's been to Florida to Cairo, back and forth. We've been in Florida one time with his girlfriend.
I think so. Yeah, at the beginning of the season. I think it's just because he would have nothing else to film because
She can't be on the camera.
we saw how bad the crew did with hiding her face in the first episode. So we cannot expect them to do this on a consistent basis throughout the season. So I think it's probably just so that they can film. What I was surprised with was finding a handle of Tito's on the kitchen counter with
some club soda
right next to it. So
and Kim's been here.
Kim had to be. Yeah, Kim had to be here. She was cooking, right?
Maybe this was one of her residences pre-boat.
Maybe she bounced there after Grady's Central Dance Studio went.
Yeah,
that was a cool apartment, though. I have to say that apartment above the dance studio. Like if I were like a young woman, like starting out, that would be an awesome apartment to live in. Like Kim, except without 9 children behind me.
Wearing your best skirt
and shoe. Why can't this woman wear shoes that fit? None of her shoes fit. We made a shot at them. I think the production company wants us to know her shoes don't fit because she like I don't know. It drives me crazy. She slides all over the place.
Some slip-ons, right?
Yeah, but they don't fit. Like her feet just aren't fully in them. It's not good.
Well, we've seen how she views feet anatomically when she was drawing that sketch for Lydia in the earlier seasons.
Draw me like one of your French girls.
Claw.
Well, so Kim and Barry are apparently not making any progress on this divorce. They're still in limbo. There's paperwork. It hasn't been signed yet. I want to know more about the drama behind that.
I have said these two are the pettiest bitches. I told Amanda they would be the couple in court dividing their Beanie Babies. Like they are, it's going to come down to the forks and spoons. It is real bad.
But I feel like Barry's name is on a lot of stuff. And so that's where
she wants half of everything. And
she wants half of everything. Yeah. So this is going to be.
She wants 5/8 of everything. Is that more than half? Yes. She wants 5/8 of everything.
Look at you, math girl.
To be fair, they have so many properties, but we're living on a boat.
Right.
She's locked up.
She lives with Ken.
She's borrowing this boat from her friend. She's living with Ken.
Definitely. Especially after we lost electricity.
Can you imagine sleeping on a boat in Florida without electricity?
No.
Well, I was gonna say,
hell no.
I was going to say it's easier to sleep on the boat at night than it is with all the burning crosses in Ken's front yard, though, I guess. That would keep you up at night.
God.
Maybe she's just really sensitive to light, Corey, and she can't have those flames outside the window. It keeps her from sleeping. What are you going to do?
Yeah. It's tough.
He's got to be careful. Isn't that a log cabin? I don't know why I think he lives in a log cabin.
Carly's convinced that Ken lives in a log cabin.
I don't think it's a log cabin, but it was very woodified. Like everything was like a dark wood, which is not what a house in Florida should look like.
I thought it was, as Matt Marr says, a trailer home.
It might have been a trailer home. Okay. It's distinctly possible.
Looked like a lot of lacquer. A lot of lacquer on the wood. Okay. Very flammable, which is dangerous with all the alcohol that Kim keeps around.
Exactly.
It's a tinderbox is what it is.
Yes.
So now we got to talk about dating because Barry is, I guess, at some point going to approach being single. Hasn't really happened for him yet. Looks like he's not going to date until they actually sign divorce papers, or so he tells us.
I appreciated that dig. Like, I'm not doing that until like everything's settled. Because who
Only
would do that?
sluts
Only a
do
whore, like your mother.
But then we learn a little bit about Micah's relationship and the origin story for that with his faceless girlfriend and the fencing landscaping company that he's working on the rise. The relationship, though, started, should we call it a courtship? Is that what it was? It
Sure, we'll go with that.
Started over the phone, much like Ethan and Olivia.
Sounded familiar. Where he thinks they know so much about one another because they talked for so long.
A couple of months, Carly. A couple of months.
That's a lifetime.
Details. That's a lifetime for these people.
First question. How do you feel about gay weddings? First question. If she passes that, he'll continue.
Hate him. Okay, great. I want to know more about you.
I actually think Micah is more progressive and liberal than
I think so too.
Others. I do too. I just think he stays quiet about it.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah. I hope he is,
But Barry has to warn marriage is coming.
Like
Barry's
winter.
warning him. He's saying, Micah, if you're getting close
you gotta
to a young lady friend, crazy's coming.
This kid is like, how old is Micah?
22.
He's like 20. No, marriage is not fucking coming.
No, don't do it.
Barry's like, lock that real estate princess down. Lock her down. No prenup. Lock it down.
Yes.
She's got huge tracts of land.
Yeah.
Yes, very much so. Did that work out for Kim and Barry?
Did it work out for Ethan and Olivia?
Did it work out for anybody yet?
Not yet.
No.
Not yet.
Nope.
Does this maybe lend credence to Kim's claims that a lot of this stuff came from Barry? Or is it just that Kim has changed her mind on a lot of things just to win favor with the kids again?
I think Kim has changed her mind on a lot of things, and I think it has nothing to do with winning favor with the kids. I think it's because she wants to have some fucking fun, and she didn't get to do that.
Yeah.
And she had like a
Kim-
taste of it in college when she was like, let's not forget, in college, a sorority girl, but heaven forbid her children have access to an education. Don't want to do that. Don't need any of that book learning.
It's just whatever Kim wants is what everyone else has to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's as simple as that. Like she is the head. And what did Ethan say?
The neck
Barry's
that
the
moves
head.
the head.
She's the neck.
She's
the
the
neck
neck
that moves
that turns
the
the
head.
head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I think a lot of it's about justifying her own behavior.
At any moment.
Mm-hmm.
What I would not give to meet Hosanna. I want to know everything about
She's in the highest.
She's in the highest. She's out. She wants nothing to do with this. She will not show up on the show. As far as we know, she's also like a quiverful fundy.
She's a trad wife.
She's a
just
trad
over
wife.
there.
But I still want to meet this woman.
Yeah.
We've had this whole
Didn't she have
show.
a full scholarship somewhere and had turned down because she didn't need book learning?
Yeah,
Yep.
she had a full music scholarship somewhere, and Kim's like, you don't need that. Just go get
To, like,
married.
A good place. I forget where it was, but yeah.
Yeah, it was a real place. But nope, don't need that. Don't need learning. Nope. But Barry needs Rizz.
Yes, he does.
Anything else from this conversation worth revisiting?
What would Barry's dating profile look like?
Oh,
It wasn't good.
And Amy, would he be on Tinder or Grindr?
No, I think both.
For different reasons.
Would he confuse them? He probably would mix that up too.
Constantly.
I think Barry, I don't know. He did say he wants someone young that can outrun him.
He wants someone who's physically fit and can do athletic things with him. Kim.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He likes a challenge.
Yeah. He does like
He
a
brings some woman in and like conditions her to like her highest level, then tries to kill her, but like has done it so it would be all challenging for him.
Allegedly.
The most dangerous game.
Right, exactly. He preps her and then sends her out and sees what happens.
This conversation, though, between these two men was so weird. Like, oh, let's go sit in a guest bedroom, and we're going to sit knee to knee on these chairs.
As
This
people
won't be
do.
awkward. Yeah, we're going to talk about people blowing up Micah's DMs to get on a date with Barry. I feel like that might be one person. Amanda, have you been on your DMs lately?
I have DM'd Olivia. That's the only person on this show I've
Okay.
actually DM'd.
Okay.
She didn't
All right.
respond, but I just told her I was proud of her and I think
Well,
she's doing great things. It was very supportive.
Okay.
So I'm
All
proud of
right.
her. I think she's
That's
extraordinary.
But what I walked away from this conversation is Barry has no emotional intelligence and can't say to Micah, please don't repeat the mistakes that I have made.
Mhm.
And take your time and live your life. But no, we have to joke about Rizz. And I love when Barry asks, like Barry will ask these deep questions, seemingly deep questions, and these kids will give an answer. No follow-up. No follow-up. Not like, oh, why do you say that? Or, why do you feel that way about marriage, Micah? Like, no follow-up. Just, oh, yeah, you think marriage sucks? Okay.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, that was like after Ethan's song
Right.
in the other episode where he was like, we think you're a winner.
But you're a winner with us now.
Yeah.
Because
He's like, I want to drive off a cliff. And he's like, that sounded lovely.
Good job, Ethan.
Wow.
Good
Is that in
job.
key of D? What was going on?
That song would make Johnny Cash depressed. That's how bad it was. Not good.
So we're wrapped up with the Platts, right?
I
Yeah.
think so.
Okay,
Now
Amanda, you want to take us to
we
Victoria?
are off to Victoria, Minnesota. And we're back in what I'm referring to as the apartment of broken dreams. And Mariah and Lydia are going to come over because Ethan loves having his family come visit him. So these two jokers come in. And of course, we have to talk about coffee again. Because that is
talk
Mariah's
about
whole
what is-
personality.
We need to talk about what is wrong with Mariah. Seriously.
Okay, well, go
Like,
ahead.
She talks like this. Like she's got this voice. Like I don't know what's going on with her voice. It has seemed to, ironically, have decreased in the past couple of years. She has no voice left. She always seems like she's a mess.
Yeah.
Like, was she wickedly hungover? Because that's the appearance I had. Like, I was like, oh, she's just hanging over. You know, whatever. She needs to eat Burger King.
Yeah, she needs a McDonald's fountain Coke.
2 cc's Burger King stat. Yeah.
I'm wondering if the voice thing is like being pulled back into like the Fundy world. Where
That's
you
what
have
I'm
to be
thinking.
A
Keep
quiet
sweet.
woman.
Yeah.
Where they literally take your voice from you.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. But she's like, hi, Ethan. How are you? It's weird.
Everything is. Her. I'm worried about her.
I'm worried about her too because I don't hate Mariah.
No,
I don't.
I'm worried about her based on her fashion choices. What was with the floral gaucho pants?
I mean, it's better than the "Don't tell mom the babysitter's dead" business attire. I don't know what's happening there.
I'm actually like legit worried about her. Like in her talking heads, she seems completely vacant. Her eyes are dead. Her voice is getting smaller. She gets skinnier and skinnier and skinnier all the time. I don't think she's well.
And her lips get bigger.
The lips. Is her head getting smaller, but the lips are staying the same size? Or are the lips getting bigger?
She's shrinking into her lips.
I don't know.
At some point, she'll just become like that little mouth. That's just the mouth. That's it.
The Rocky Horror Picture Show mouth.
Exactly. Like those wax lips will be all her faces.
She's like aging rapidly too. Like her skin, just everything. I don't know what's going on with her, but it's not good. She's still
not
very
well.
young.
She's
21.
very young. She's 21.
Yeah.
Good God.
Yeah.
I don't know. It doesn't seem like we've made much progress in the right direction.
Well, and then she had to show us, I spilled coffee on myself because, again, coffee's the identity. Yeah.
Right.
So she had spilled coffee on her, and I was expecting Ethan to be like, did Olivia throw coffee on you?
That bitch ruined it for you.
Is that,
but I like how she's like, do you have a shirt I could wear? She just puts his shirt on over her stained shirt. Versus like, my thought would be, give me one of your t-shirts. I'll put some stain stick on that shit and take it home with me. But no, I don't get that.
You think Ethan has stain stick?
He might be left over from Olivia.
He hasn't bought anything except bourbon in the last month.
Yeah.
Bourbon and tears.
Bourbon and tears. Also, I love how this always happens. We have to come up with a reason for someone to leave so that we can have a conversation without that person. So we have to send Lydia to go get more coffee because heavens to Murgatroyd, we don't have enough coffee.
Well, Lydia can't talk about negative emotions either. So she's like, you guys are going to
She has to go straight back to the prayer closet.
I'm going to go out.
You don't want Lydia weighing in on this.
No.
They talk about if they were magicians, what magic power would they want? And
No. I'm going to stop you right there. Amanda, we're going to reenact this.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
I'll be Ethan, you be Mariah.
Okay.
Hey, wait, who started the joke? I forget. Was it him or her?
I think it was him.
No, I think it was her.
Okay.
It was her. Yeah, go ahead.
So, like, maybe I should just be a magician and disappear or something.
No, that's not how it went. Corey, Carly, can any of you step in here?
I'm apparently failing. I don't know what you want from me.
I think the only note that I had was Mariah presents her next career opportunity. Magician.
I'm gonna do the scene myself. I'll do it live.
Hey, fine.
Whisper when you do Mariah's
Just
part.
whisper. Yeah, we'll know from the
Mariah
volume.
comes in. She's like, so I have this joke. So I thought about making myself a magician. Do you know why? And Ethan goes, "'Cause you want to disappear."
That's his outfit.
She's like, no, it was something with the bunny, but okay. Like, he just took it to a different level.
Yeah, I'm like, he wants to disappear.
Teed him up. See, Amanda, let me give you a note on your performance.
I'm sorry.
She teed him up for something positive,
right?
And he went Johnny Cash.
Well, it's you have to be careful telling your depressed friend jokes because sometimes it's going to be a different punchline that you weren't expecting.
Yes, you're anticipating.
Yes.
It's just different. That's
anyway.
all. So Mariah says she wants to support Ethan as much as he supports her because he gives great advice. Okay, I have yet to see that happen, but okay.
It's just whatever residual advice is left over from what he's had from Olivia.
From Olivia's.
And
Maybe.
So now it's coming from Ethan, though. It's not coming from Olivia. So that's why Mariah's like, it's really, really good advice.
Marked safe from Olivia.
Right. Maybe what's actually happening is she's just in her brain replaced every positive experience she had with Olivia with Ethan. That's just Ethan, no Olivia.
Okay.
So maybe that's why it works. But Mariah talks about meeting with Olivia and it went well. And he's like, good, sounds good. I want to die. Why is this happening to me?
Sounds good. How'd she look? What's she smell like?
He's happy Mariah did what she needed to do and got it off her chest. And he says that they're going to go through the apartment and clean that out. And that's not bad at all. As someone who has sat there and watched their ex-husband move out of their house,
I've done this.
It ain't good. It's not a fun experience at all. Even when you want the divorce, it's not fun.
Yep. No, it's not fun.
And I wish we got to meet Hosanna at least once. And Ethan's dreading talking to Olivia, but Olivia comes over because she still has her own keys because she's still on the lease. This is still her apartment. And she's packing up and getting started without him. And she feels like the wounds just keep getting reopened, which they do. Like these two really just need to not see each other at all and just be done because it's bad. It's bad for him.
At the end of the episode, they kind of realized that because we see less and less of them together because they can't be in the same room.
No.
Then we get the black screen of death. So they're definitely not
for
together.
the closer. Yeah. But I believe that Ethan is just absolutely convinced that he is going to stop being depressed about this after he moves out of this apartment. Because even when he was talking to Mariah about it a little bit, he was saying it's really hard to be here because this was our place together, me and Olivia. And once I pack up all this stuff and get out of here, I'm not going to be surrounded by all of these reminders all the time. I don't think he's ready.
No.
Maybe take the pictures of her that are framed off the wall.
Off the wall.
Take them down.
Yeah.
Isn't that a little weird? Maybe we don't need like that much of a reminder of what it was like here before.
He still thinks she's coming
Well, don't
home.
forget, there's a third person on this lease, and it's depression. Depression is not a visitor; he's a roommate.
He's a roommate here. It's this poor kid.
Well, he's just completely convinced himself that Olivia will come back. This is just what we do.
Right.
This is the fight. This is just a longer break than what it's been usually, and eventually she'll come home.
I did find it interesting that she's like, he's expecting me to come home like I always did. How many?
Thank you. We got new
ever
information there. Yep, we got new information.
How many of these potentially relationship extinction conversations have we had that we've come back from? Because we've not seen them.
She says that. She says, like, how many times have you told me it was over? Now I'm taking you on face value.
Yep.
Well, that's
like,
exhausting, too, is to constantly be in a relationship where somebody's always threatening to leave or threatening that it's the end of the relationship. It's just exhausting.
Well, remember they had that breakup where she moved out for a period of time?
Yes.
And so they were actually like separated, living in different places, and then they got back together again.
Yeah.
So I think he thinks that that's just what's happening here.
And I think he still looks at this apartment as their new start. Like they had the time in Europe. They came back away from Cairo. We're just going to figure this out on our own. We're going to be near my grandparents who like you and me together. So that'll be supportive versus my parents who would stick a dagger in my face if that meant I didn't have to be married to you anymore. That would be great.
Yeah, we're across the country from the Mr. Chick Killer.
Right. So what could go wrong? Except wherever you go, there you are. Like
the Cody Brown, Mary Brown new start in Flagstaff.
Exactly. Wherever you go, there you are. They're still together and you're still not good together. And Olivia is growing and rejecting the cult she grew up in, and he doesn't want to do that. It's not good.
But this is where it's, for Ethan kind of gets combative with Olivia, where he's like, why is this so easy for you? And he's getting
she's been processing this for months ahead of time. Years.
She has coping skills and you don't.
And she's gone to a therapist. It's real clear. She's working on this. And I don't think it's easy for her. I think that's really cruel to say, this looks easy for you. She's crying going through these things. She's talking about looking at the pictures of them as newlywed. I mean, the montage of their wedding and stuff. That was heartbreaking.
Okay.
Go for
Are
it.
you going to talk about the car? The montage of the car where he has the beard again?
Yes.
And the hat, which was peak Ethan for me.
Amy's gone on
and
a
I
journey.
had to excuse myself into an interior room when I saw that clip.
But the story of him selling his car to get, I mean, it was like, this is a whole gift of the Magi situation happening.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm going to tell everyone right now, and you're welcome for this. Go to YouTube and Google My Dad Chevy to see the most heartwarming, cry-worthy video you will ever see in your life. A bunch of adult children buy their dad's old Chevy for him back again when he's like a grandpa, and they're in the park and he hears the engine revving.
Oh my
and he's
God.
like, that sounds like my, I don't know what he had, right? That sounds like my old Nova or whatever it is. And then he turns around, he's like, oh my God, it's my car. Starts bawling.
oh.
It is the most heartwarming commercial you will ever see in your life for Chevy.
So it's better than My Strange Addiction where there was the guy that was fucking his car? It's better than
that's
that?
better. It's better. But I have tried to do this for my husband. He had a 1971 Chevelle when he was younger, and I have tried to find this car to buy it back for him, and I can't find it. So this means something to me. I like this.
Was it more or less moving than Ace buying Cody's car?
Not more, not better, not worse, just different. Just different.
Just different. So watch My Dad Chevy. End of story.
Okay, there we go. But
But they were in love and it made me cry.
they were in love. They really were in love. And I liked how she said, if I could go back and say something to these kids, I wouldn't say anything. Because
I like that too.
it was all worth it. All the growth was worth it. She said the thing that I said many times through both of my divorces, because I'm a 2-time loser at that. But now I'm winning. I'm now winning. I'm in a great marriage.
You're
Now
winning.
Third time's
You're
the
a winner
charm.
with us now.
Thanks, Corey. But what I think was really profound, and I think it's true, is that realization you have after a breakup where you're like, being alone is less lonely than being in a marriage with somebody that doesn't work.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
And I think Ethan will realize that one day, once he can truly disconnect and come out of his depression, maybe with some help of, I don't know, a little Zoloft, maybe that might help him out a little bit.
Something tells me he'd be anti-medication.
Oh, I'm sure he's real anti-medication, but our boyfriend could use it.
Yes.
Big time. Big
Yes.
time.
I fell in love with the potential of Ethan. He was so close.
He was close.
He was on the precipice of being cool.
Yeah.
And then he just let me down.
He
we
just went
need
back
someone to drop a few pills in his morning coffee.
on a regular basis.
Maybe we
It
just
would be good for
let
him.
him know.
Could be like my stepson. We just put the pills in his applesauce and he knows it's happening. He's 16 years old. He knows it's happening. He just can't swallow pills. So that's how it happens. But
Oh, I know that life.
And
yeah.
and Ethan at one point says it is chilling how Olivia can just discard people.
That I thought was interesting too. Do you want the pictures
That
now?
angered me. That angered me.
That was a really
Shitty
shitty thing to say, knowing the situation with her family.
Yeah, and that he tied it to her family. And
Right.
it was like, it is a strength to be able to draw boundaries with abusive people in your life. It's not a weakness.
And it's his victimhood. It's like, if she could do that to her family, I don't have a chance here. Well, no, you don't have a chance because you're not a healthy person for her to have in her life. Like, I'm friends with my first husband because we have a healthy relationship. We just didn't have a great marriage, but we're good friends. It can happen, but she can't have him in her life. It's not healthy for her.
For Ethan to argue where she was like, well, we didn't have a healthy relationship. And he's like, well, it could have been. Okay, it could. What are we arguing about then? Yeah, we could have had a healthy relationship if you respected me as a person and as an autonomous human being with my own thoughts and opinions. But that's not what you wanted out of this.
Again, it's that system that works for him and not for her.
That was a great line when she said that.
Yeah, and she's like, I'm not going back to something that is set up to disadvantage me.
And she also says in this episode, like, when she's talking about being lonely in the marriage, she said, and it was so heartbreaking to know that someone doesn't love you for who you're becoming. That was really, she's got some good ones.
She does.
It's
She's
like
a
she's
smart
been in
cookie.
therapy.
It's like she's thought through this a lot and understands exactly what happened in the situation, unlike someone else.
It's like she's
It's
introspective.
like she's been processing this for 3 years.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's also like the very Cody Brown-esque thing about this situation with Ethan is almost like he thinks it just suddenly came out of nowhere.
Like Christine.
Yes, even though this built over years where they were having more and more issues with people outside their marriage that were affecting their marriage and they got away from it. And then the issue became what was happening just between the two of them. But he won't acknowledge any of that. It's like she just suddenly decided that she wanted to leave one day. She could have just agreed to these very simple things and we could have moved on together.
Yeah, and I think Amanda and I talked about this. Like, I think that he was pulled into the manosphere. I think that, and Cody admitted that, remember on camera, that he started looking on the internet for like ways to get over his divorce or why women hurt men or whatever.
4chan.
Right in the incel community. And Ethan, I think, went on a similar journey. And I think that's why he laid those hard lines down. While he was like, we got to do X, Y, Z. And
you got to be religious. We got to homeschool our kids. And if one's queer, they're out.
Yeah. Then he shaved the beard. Biggest crime of all. He looks 10.
He looks like a child. He really does.
Yeah. He's also on a journey this season with his face changing. What is happening with all of them?
I think maybe it's just a part of the aging process here. They're hitting their mid-20s. Your face kind of rearranges a little bit, right? Isn't that pretty normal?
I don't know. I think it's a little alcohol induced, but
yeah. I don't think these kids are not okay. And they have
They're
zero tools to help them. And their parents are like, oh, great, you're back. Awesome.
That's another thing we talked about last episode is like Kim sees this as a measure of success that her children have all come home broken with their tail between their legs. Like,
badge of honor.
Well, that turned great.
Right.
So I'm going to do it to the little ones.
But, let's not talk about Mercy, how she's dressing, because she does sort of look like that whore, my daughter Mariah, that I kicked out of the house at 17.
I wouldn't wish that comparison on anyone. So please
don't. Don't want to say anyone's like Mariah.
But Mariah's been broken. So,
fine.
It works out in the end.
She's talking quieter now. Yeah, it's working out.
That's our show, kids.
That's our show.
That's our show.
Wow. Do we have next time on?
No, there was no next time on.
Oh, we've got it. We've got it. There.
It wasn't on. I didn't have it on the screener.
Did we see a next time on? We have the description for the next
hit us
episode.
with the description.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
The Plath family comes together to run the Spartan race, but things get muddy when their family bonding turns competitive. Post-divorce, Olivia and Ethan take time to rediscover themselves. Micah's mystery girlfriend leaves everyone stunned.
Dun, dun, dun.
So she rips off the mask, the Scooby-Doo mask.
And is Olivia.
She is Olivia.
The whole time.
What do you all think about the future of this show?
This is it. This has to be the last season.
I think this is it.
Right? Now that we've lost the dynamic between Olivia and Ethan, and nobody wants to be honest about the other things going on in their lives. How do we have another season of this?
I don't think we can.
I don't think we can
either. Because the show started with the conflict of Ethan and Olivia.
Right.
And I think now we're going to end now that conflict is done because they are done.
I think unless there's conflict between Micah and his girlfriend.
Yeah, there's nothing to talk about.
What are we going to talk about? Right.
Because how do you go straight from Ethan signed the divorce papers the following day as a title card, which we didn't even get on camera, even though the last 3 episodes we've been building to that scene.
And they're still not divorced because they screwed up the paperwork. So they have to redo it all.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm sure Ethan didn't read it.
Sorry, what?
I'm sure he just...
they're still not divorced.
Our friend Mary Payne interviewed Olivia, and Olivia said they're still not divorced. They screwed up the paperwork because they were trying to do it themselves. So she's like, I think we need to get a lawyer.
See, this is why you handle professionals. Why you hire professionals to handle these things.
Yeah.
I also handle some professionals.
Yeah.
Well,
honestly, this would have been like
PFAs.
This would have been an hour of an attorney's time. You walk in there and you say, I just need the paperwork drawn up for this. We've agreed. We're good. Please just write it and submit it for us.
Wow, that was a very 90-day fiancé situation when people fuck up the paperwork because they do it themselves.
Can't you
That happened in my first divorce, by the way. And my ex-husband was an attorney.
You still go on, LegalZoom? There's websites that can probably get you divorced now. Just if you go over to Barry's original job, Ask Jeeves as the search engine, and then type that in, he'll probably be able to come up with some responses for you. Suggestions, at least.
Ask Jeeves. There's a strange man outside my college dorm room all the time. Oh, just let him in. He's fine.
He is the guy on Ask Jeeves.
He is the guy. Very good. Yes.
Oh, man.
Yes, he is. Yes, he
brutal.
is. But I do think that this would be the end. I'm thinking. Now, Kim will fight for another season.
Of course.
Kim will try again another season because she needs that sweet, sweet TLC money coming in. But I don't think it's going to happen.
No,
I don't know, though. This could be the highest rated season.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
Maybe.
She's going to have to talk about the DUIs then if
Yeah.
they're going to get another season.
I mean, it's the same way that season 18 of Sister Wives was the highest rated because we're watching Christine leave. We're watching it all burn apart. People want to watch things burn down.
Mhm.
And this is this burning down.
Right. And it's the same thing as Sister Wives, where we've been watching it slowly burn from the beginning. So now we get the payoff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Maybe
But where do you go in the aftermath?
maybe they'll go the Brown family direction and we'll have a wedding next season.
Oh, boy.
Oh, God.
I am not interested in a season of Barry and Kim on a redemption tour. Not
Nope.
interested. Mm-mm.
It's coming.
That's what it will be if there is another season. And I'm not interested. Another thing is Olivia did say in the interview that we will meet her new boyfriend at the end of this season. So he will be on camera.
Good. Unlike Veronica Peters, Witness Protection Program.
Yeah.
I'm still obsessed. Do I know someone in the Witness Protection Program? I need to know this.
I kind of think
she
that
is.
Kim is going to talk her out of that and that we're going to eventually see her.
Yeah, Kim's like, we got to keep this.
Yeah,
and
I think
Veronica
there'll be a
Peters is
reveal.
like, I could buy TLC. My dad's like a high rolling real estate person in Florida. Maybe I'm making him richer than he should be.
I don't
but
know. She's got a ridiculous number of handbags, though. Mary Payne.
She's got money.
Yeah, she's got money.
Yeah.
Probably Suede.
I don't feel like Suede is a Florida thing. Could be
It
wrong.
was so lovely chatting Plathville
Yes.
with you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Absolutely.
joining us.
Congrats.
Yeah.
Congrats on the new pod.
Yes.
Thank you.
Good stuff.
Yes.
It
So
feels like it's
exciting.
been much longer than it has been.
I think we were tracking that out. It's been about a month, and it felt longer for some reason. But yeah, no, it's good.
Yeah, no, it's great. I love being able to hear your takes on other shows.
Yeah.
So this is fun.
Thank you.
Fun.
Yes, this was a lot of fun. I enjoy whenever we get together to recap something, so we'll have to do it again.
Yes, please.
All right, guys. Thanks so much.
Thank
See you
you.
soon. Take care,
you.
everyone. Bye.
Want to teach your kids financial literacy, but not sure where to start? Greenlight can help. With Greenlight, parents can keep an eye on kids' spending and saving, while kids and teens use a card of their own to build money confidence. As a parent, you can send instant money transfers, set up chores, automate allowance, and more. It's a convenient way to run your household, customized to your family's needs, and the easy way to raise financially smart kids. Get started with Greenlight today and get your first month free at greenlight.com/listen.